Hello and welcome to a very exciting episode of the podcast. It is our 3-year anniversary, so episode 156. I'm joined by my lovely wife as always.
It's me!
It is.
You sound like particularly upbeat today and
Always.
excited about having it was sarcasm, by the way.
What?
I know it's late, but put a little bit of oomph in your voice. No, carry on.
And so as it is our 3-year anniversary, we are going to answer some questions which Carrie has not let me see, so I don't know what these questions are.
I mean, yeah, you could have looked at them, like you could access at least 2 of them, but you chose not to, so...
I don't snoop on you.
You don't snoop on me?
Yeah.
What you mean is you don't pay attention to the channel that you're part of?
It's your account. I don't know what you use it for. You could be buying me lots of presents. I wouldn't want to ruin any surprises.
Anyone can go and look at the questions because they're in a public post.
Oh, okay.
It's not snooping. Right, okay. So, we've had a couple of extra questions come in at the last minute. We'll get to those. So, do you want to start with the minifig who's questions?
No.
Do you want to start with 2 gay A4's questions?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, question. What has been the highlight of the last 3 years?
The highlight of the last... In terms of podcasting world or just in general?
Well, they also said congratulations on your podcastiversary, but they haven't said specifically.
Okay. Highlight of the last 3 years? Don't know. Just the fact that we've managed to keep up with it.
What, you think we should have failed by now?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's been hard to come up with a topic.
Sometimes we haven't even come up with a topic.
We haven't.
We created the feature of let's look at random sets,
Yes.
which I really enjoy those episodes, so it's fine. I don't know if anyone else enjoys them, but are we doing it for other people?
No, not really.
I mean, for me, this is possibly the most talking we do during the week. We do talk, but most of the time it's the end of the evening, we just sit in front of the telly because we're tired. And this is a shared interest, so it's something that we're both knowledgeable about, and it's sometimes have different opinions, and it's just nice to sort of sit and chat to you for a little bit. I mean, sometimes you're annoying, and
I know what you're talking about.
you don't
Never
really
annoying.
chat, and I feel like I'm pulling teeth a little bit. But other times, you've got really interesting views on things, and I like the conversation. So I think the whole thing has been good for me, getting the chance to sit and chat with my favourite person. That didn't sound genuine, but
it didn't.
You are my favourite person, just so you know. Cool. At times.
So rude.
So you can't think of a specific highlight?
No, nothing specific comes to mind.
Okay. I mean, if you're saying for the channel, I quite enjoyed winning an award at Doc's 72-hour stream thing. Was that the first year we did it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
He didn't do it the second year, did he?
No.
But yeah, that was... Because we put a lot of work into the 72-hour live stream. And
that was fun because we were watching the awards ceremony whilst waiting for COVID results in a burning hot Spanish alley.
Yeah. And were we waiting for the results or to actually have the test? That was the worst test ever.
No, we were waiting for the results.
The test was awful.
Yeah.
The people were just trying to scoop out brains.
Yes.
It was not nice. But yes, it was memorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, the podcast specifically, I really do enjoy the discussion, and it makes us think about every aspect of Lego. So I feel like a well-rounded Lego individual. So we've just come back from a lug meet, and you can tell that we know a broad range of stuff. They all know different bits as well, and some of it's eye-opening to us with some of the discussions we have. But they're like, "Oh, we didn't know the set was coming." I was like, "Oh, you should have listened to my podcast." Yeah. I just feel like I have to be across the news, and it's quite nice to be at the cutting edge of Lego.
Yeah.
No, not the cutting edge. Okay.
No.
Okay. Who would you like questions from next? Tech, Polar Bricks, Minifig Who, or Coaster Bricks?
Let's go tech.
Tech. Okay,
That's normally inappropriate.
Tech's first question is, what is your favourite podcast topic that you've talked about? Can you remember all the topics that we've talked about?
So I'm not sure I'd go with favourite, but like some of the important ones that I feel quite strongly about are kind of the whole Lego versus religion and
like representation of things,
yeah,
diversity.
I feel that every child should feel represented in Lego.
Yeah.
And children have religion, and some children wear religious wear because of that, and they deserve representation in Lego. I'm not saying that you need to have mosques and churches and synagogues, but I'm saying children wearing standard religious attire should be in there.
Yeah. I think that's fair. And we've done a whole podcast on it, which I could link, but I might forget to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely seem to come across strongly on those ones. What is my favourite podcast topic that we've talked about? I mean, we've talked about so many things. I quite like doing the reviews of Lego Ideas rounds and things because we wait until the podcast to do those. So it's exciting for me to see what's coming. So I enjoy those.
Yeah.
And like I say, I enjoy the 5 random sets ones. But yeah, I think the harder hitting issues are the ones where we get more engagement from comments because you can tell people are interested.
Yeah.
Like and there's differing views.
Yeah.
I find that's more fun to talk about because you get that feedback. And when you just say, "Oh, I like this set," it's like what's on? I don't like that set. That's as much as you're going to get back from that. Just trying to think of a specific one, but no, I think it's just all of them. His other question was, "How do you like your eggs in the morning?" Which is just going to make me sing. How do you like your eggs in the morning? Who's got time for eggs in the morning? You have eggs in the morning. I have eggs
in the morning. So my standard work breakfast is a sausage and egg sandwich. So 2 bits of toast, 2 sausage, 1 fried egg.
See, when I used to work at the same office as you tried to scale it back, and so you'd have 1 sausage, 1 egg, wouldn't you? And then sometimes you would add on mushrooms or black pudding. Yeah. And now I'm not there to keep you on the straight and narrow. You're like, we're back. Because that is literally what you had, like, from the day I met you. Yeah. 2 sausage, egg. And you would always stab the egg yolk.
Yes.
And then you'd make a mess.
Sometimes.
You always make a mess. Depends on the quality of the egg, I guess.
Yeah. When I was taking in eggs, because we had an abundance of eggs.
Yeah, from our chickens.
At that point, I switched down to just having 2 toast and 2 eggs and didn't get any sausage.
Oh, really? You're just having, like, eggy toasties?
Yeah.
Eggy, toast. But we don't have an abundance of eggs now because we lost all our chickens. Not all our chickens. We have 2
chickens. Peck's being a bit awkward about eggs.
Yeah. Either that or she's changed the shape of her egg and I can't tell the difference anymore.
Okay.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Still to be seen. If I was going to have eggs in the morning, I think it would be... I quite liked poach when I used to work in an office. Poached egg.
You have to ask for poached eggs, especially, and they take longer.
Yeah, that's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have a lot more traffic, I felt, at breakfast, so there was more eggs. But yeah, I quite like a fried egg as well. Oh, a dippy egg. When you make me dippy eggs, I get quite excited.
You do.
But you don't do that very often.
No.
Because you don't love me. Anyway, that was a random question. So that's text questions done. So now you've got Polar Bricks, Minifig Who, or Coaster Bricks.
I suppose we should go back to Minifig Who.
Because you're being mean. Okay. What lessons have you learned since you started doing the podcast? I have learned that you can be very irritating when trying to do a sound-based thing and make lots of background noise.
Don't know what you're talking about. And
it's quite annoying. I've learnt that listening back to the sound of your own voice sends you to sleep. Therefore, editing these are quite hard.
Yeah.
I have learnt that I say quite a lot, but probably less than I used to. Like when it's something you know what you're talking about, or it's a conversation, there's less ums.
Yeah.
I think when you're talking just to yourself. So when I'm doing voiceovers and things, there's probably more ums, I think, there. Because maybe my brain just doesn't think fast enough and out come the ums. You don't tend to very often, but you do tend to slowly talk.
Okay.
So initially when we started doing the podcast, the non-YouTube platform we were using, like the actual podcast feed, we were limited on the length of time we could have a recording for. And so I'd have to cut out quite a lot of your pauses. And I don't know, I think it just made you sound like a person who wasn't from where you're from.
Okay.
Because it's like it just flowed a little bit more.
Right.
But I don't think it sounded like you.
Okay.
Whereas now I think I leave a lot more of the pauses in because I don't need to trim the gaps.
Makes sense.
Hopefully that sounds better. I don't know. People could let us know. What have you learned, Ian?
Don't know.
Have you learnt that two people can talk about the same topic for 3 years and people will still listen?
Yeah. I have learned that people suck at making thumbnails for Lego Ideas entries.
Yes. Yeah, the actual picture. It's not really a thumbnail, is it?
It is. It's the picture that's used as the thumbnail.
Yes, but they're making it as a bigger... Like, thumbnails are small, in my opinion. They're making a picture to represent their idea. It's still a large picture on their entry. It's shortened down into a
It is
thumbnail.
Used as the thumbnail.
Yes.
So.
But I don't think... I think they just use a poor... they don't represent their ideas very well.
So it's that they don't realise that they're creating a thumbnail, and that's where the problem is.
Yeah, I just don't think they look at the way things look. Like, I've made this thing.
Yeah.
And I clicked a button and now it's good enough. I mean, sometimes that's what I do with my actual thumbnails for things. So, generally, if you put quite a lot of effort into something, like creative effort, you're probably exhausted at the point where you have to then show it off, which is silly because that's where the key part is when you're trying to get support from other people. Anything else you've learned as part of the podcast? Do you enjoy doing the podcast?
Yeah. It's okay.
Most weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the weeks where we don't really know what we're going to talk about. But sometimes those are the best episodes because we're silly. Or we find something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. How have your Lego habits changed between the start of your Lego journey to now? So I don't feel like that's encompassed in the 3 years. Like the start of our Lego journey, for you, would you say that was childhood? Or are you saying it's our Lego journey, so when we moved into this house?
I have no idea.
So obviously, back when we started buying Lego, we had a very strict parameter of we buy one set each.
Yeah.
For each other. Like, it was a thing. And then I was like, I want more Lego. And then we're like, ooh, let's make a city. Oh, let's take our 4 tables and turn it into 16 tables. Oh, look, I don't have a job. Let's just do this all the time and spend all the money that I don't have.
Yeah.
So it's definitely progressed.
It has.
I'd say it's gone more from creating a city for us to just have as a family to a social thing and a more creative on a smaller scale to take places than on a personal keep it to ourselves or just share it on YouTube kind of thing. Like, the shows have completely changed.
Yes.
What we're spending our Lego time on.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell by the fact that we haven't had a city update for months. Because we're not working on that, we're working on this.
Yes.
Like, there's a show coming, let's do this. Or there's a lug meet and there's a pre-build challenge. Let's do that instead. Should we talk about my pre-build challenge?
I was wondering how you were going to shoehorn it in, but you managed it okay.
I won the pre-build challenge. Woo! And I got some monkeys. I only built that yesterday, and I'm proud of myself because I'm proud of myself because I feel like last challenge I got a prize, so I was like, yeah, I got a prize, but it was more a participation prize because there wasn't many people who took part, and there wasn't a clear you win kind of thing. So everyone got a prize, whereas today it was almost unanimous. If I hadn't voted for someone else other than myself, no, there was a couple of other votes for others. And I look at other people's mocks and I think that's really good. Like, mine's rubbish. So it's nice to think, oh, yeah, it's not that rubbish. Did you vote for me?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
just checking. Thanks.
Yeah. Shouldn't have, but anyway.
Oh, which one did you want to vote for?
The underwater one.
Because you like underwater.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you vote for him then?
Because I felt I should vote for you.
No, I would have been fine with you voting for him. Oh, go with your heart.
Okay.
And then sleep on the sofa. Yeah, how do you think your Lego habits have changed then? Do you see Lego the same way? As like something to just play with?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. I think I'm getting more into the playing creatively side. I still love building sets, so the point of building sets for me is to not have to think. And now I'm seeing enjoyment from the thinking part of it. So they're two very different things in my mind, and I don't want to be doing just one. I want to do both. Yeah. Like they both scratch a different itch, and it's quite nice. Okay, last one from Minnie Cuckoo. Are there any purchases you regret making? And on the flip side, are there any that you wish you had made?
No.
None at all. There's a couple of purchases I made, I think, when I lost my job and I had all this redundancy money. Like thousands and thousands of it because they were so generous. Sarcasm. But I was like, suddenly I wanted to catch up with everything that I'd ever missed. And that pretty much all of those sets are still just under the Lego City, not built. Yeah. And I do see it. I buy a lot that I haven't got around to building. But I don't know if I regret all of those purchases. I just think I could spend my money slightly more intentionally. And that was a bit of a crazy thing to do.
I would say there's been a couple of times, well, specifically when we were trying to get the elves mock done, we were buying a lot more on Bricklink.
Oh yeah,
we needed.
Some of your Bricklink purchases, I'm like, why have you bought this? And you bought one right at the end after we'd even finished it. I'm like, yeah, you weren't certain that we'd have the parts we needed.
Yeah, that was it.
So and if we didn't order it, then we'd be screwed. Yes.
So yes, I ordered it before we finished it, but it arrived after we'd finished it, and it was so I would have liked to have started that mock a lot earlier, so it would have been less of a panic.
I found it fine. I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
So, can you see my style? It's do what you can with the last day that you have. Like, that's what I did today with my pre-build challenge. Oh, yesterday. I'm like, I've got a day to build this. Yeah. I'm just going to build it. Maybe I'll get better. Maybe that's just how I work. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
But we've got so many Bricklink orders that are just lying around that we've ordered and not done. But then we've got so many like in progress projects. So that like there's a cable car that you've designed or something, or a monorail. Did you not also do a cable car?
I never bought any parts for.
Like so many different things. You've got a bear somewhere. Did you build the bear? Build a bear.
Don't think I did.
No, you might have all the parts.
Possibly.
But that's the thing. You have to be really organised with Bricklink orders, and keep the parts in a separate bag. Like this is for this mock, and keep a track of it. Yeah. Whereas often I'll buy them, and I'll add some of my parts on, and then you'll get the order, and then you'll just use the parts, and then they're gone. So it's really tricky. Organisation is the key to Lego fun. Sure. But are there any sets I regret buying that I didn't enjoy? I don't think so.
I think we tend to be quite critical about what we buy.
Yeah.
So we think about it a lot because we've said this quite a number of times. We don't have a budget. Instead, it's a case of trying to make sure that you buy the correct thing at the correct time.
Yeah, wait for the right discount.
I've got 50 quid to spend on Lego this month. What do I need to spend it on?
Yeah.
And then next month going, I've only got £50 and I can't buy that thing that I really want to.
Yeah.
You know, but it requires quite a lot of thought.
Which is surprising.
Quite a lot of organisation and...
Organisation, which we...
But like us talking about sets and what we want to do with sets and talking it through quite in depth before we make a decision.
Yes, we do that. I don't like randomly purchase things based on what I feel like buying that day.
Yeah.
I mean,
because Kelly sends you a message going, I found this set, they showed you want it.
I mean, I don't think she even said, do you want it? She's like, look what I've found. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, I won't be getting it because I'm saving for this. I'm like, well, I will have it then. Thank you very much. No, she made me do it. It was all her fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Polar bricks is question, or coaster bricks? Yeah, both. Because the bricks is in every name, so it sounds like they're the same.
I don't know. I don't mind which order we do them in.
Okay, we'll go coaster bricks. So Emily says, what has been your favourite part of creating the podcast and why?
I don't know. I'm sure there's been some ridiculously hilarious moments where you've said something highly inappropriate. It's been taken out in the edit. Those.
What? No, I normally leave those in.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm sure early on there was inappropriateness got removed.
I mean, I edit out some of your noises as well, and I pretty much always edit out the times that I tell you off for being too noisy because, like, I probably tell you off sometimes because you're really irritating me. But yeah, we like some of the things that I've said inadvertently, and then you just giggle at.
Yeah.
Those are my favourite parts, like the ones that make me laugh. And then I think the thing I like most is once I then put the podcast live, is seeing what other people find hilarious and the things that people latch onto. Like, can you say that? I'm like, yes, I have said that. It would seem so. Yeah, I enjoy finding other people's hilarity, or them finding us funny. Yeah. Last question then. Polar Bricks says, what do you think 3 years ago you would say about your Lego channel and collection today if you could jump forward in time to see it now? Oh, what do you think 3 years ago you would say about your Lego channel? Yeah. Didn't sound right in my head.
Okay. I understood what you meant.
I know. Because you're very smart.
Used to understanding your nonsense.
I have got quite a lot of nonsense.
I think part of me wouldn't be that surprised of how many sets are still unopened in boxes.
You'd be like...
in the to wash section, that kind of stuff. I think
washing Lego is such a pain in the bum.
Yeah, I kind of predicted all of that would end up happening.
What, there would be a big pile of to wash?
That a lot of the stuff that you bought we wouldn't be doing anytime soon. And
well, it's just that you buy stuff. I think I bought quite a few things for the fairground area. Like the peripheral stuff, like the food stalls and people and stuff. But you've got to get your main bits mapped out first.
Yes.
Or I'm like, I really like this. I mean, I've got several copies of some sets. I'm just like, I really don't need it. eBay was terrible.
Yeah. I think maybe you'd be slightly disappointed with the state of the city, but as you say, that's a lot has changed with the shows and creating mocks for that and other things that it does eat into the time, like particularly for me because I have a full-time job.
What?
There's not that much time for Lego.
And I always feel, not having a full-time job, that I need to make our house good. And it turns out that's a hard job. Like, that's more than a full-time job in itself. And
particularly when you keep bringing Lego into a house.
Yeah, exactly. It's a constant in, and there's not enough out. And like, we don't want the Lego to go out because we like the Lego. Yeah. But it's this reset that I've been doing on the channel of showing us trying to get on top of it has helped not stall the channel and get on with that stuff. I mean, it doesn't stay tidy though.
No.
So it's tricky. On the does it stay tidy comment, do you want to quickly rate the room? I'd just like to see how you're rating the mess that you've made.
I am in the middle of mocking. You've taken me halfway through and gone, right, we need to do a podcast.
Because you knew when we had to do a podcast. If you don't want you to rate you badly, then you shouldn't have done this. You knew it was coming. Me. You are. You're rating you because all the mess on the floor this week is you.
Oh no, it's
none of this is me. Shh. That's not me. Go on, give it a score.
We'll go.
The door shuts.
The door shuts. Oh, okay. So 1.
And I had 3 last week, so you've lost me 2 points.
Definitely not.
What?
All of that stuff over there. So if we ignore my stuff.
Oh, sorry. The Lego is mine. Oh, damn. I've just said it's all my fault. Anyway.
If we ignore the mess that I've done, which is this small section here.
Which is a lot. By small section, he means pretty much the entirety of the floor, other than a small section that's my mess.
Then you can get 1.5.
Oh, you take... What? Because are you saying this is mine?
That's yours, yeah.
It's not. Okay. What do you regret about making a podcast with your husband? He's very critical of my room. This feature, like Gordon says, Gordon says he doesn't like this feature. He prefers the 5 random sets. This one's not as nice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I wasn't sure how many questions we would have because I wanted to make sure we had some other content. So I've got a couple of questions for you where I know the answers. There's 6 questions, and you have to get them all right. Okay. Otherwise, I bonk you on the head. Okay. Right, question 1. What was the first ever podcast about?
No idea.
Oh, what? I knew the answer to this without looking it up.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Oh.
Is it about mini dolls?
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely one earlier on, one about mini dolls.
It was about the Frozen Castle that was coming.
Okay, so it was about mini dolls.
We did a whole podcast on the Frozen Castle.
Yeah.
And I did so much research, and I really enjoyed that episode because I was like, I feel like I know all about what I'm talking about. I don't know if doing a whole podcast on a set, though, is something that I'd find interesting now. But then, I don't know, I think there was an area of it. What were we actually discussing? Like, why did we talk about it for a whole episode?
I don't know. So, obviously, there was the whole mini dolls discussion about it.
Or whether it would be mini dolls.
Yeah. I don't know when we did. Did we do the episode before or after we'd built it?
I don't know.
Because obviously that was the one where you were building it.
I was the
day one and got the first YouTube review
of it. I don't.
So it was quite a different thing to all the other sets.
Yeah. Okay. Question 2. How many Lego Ideas results rounds have we covered? Results rounds.
Results round 7.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is 7.
Yeah.
Well done. Did you see my answers?
No.
Okay. Number 3. How many videos, if you look right this second, are in the Bodcast playlist?
No idea. I mean, so you would hope 155, but I'm guessing it's not. But is it because you've added in extra things that weren't episodes, or is it because some episodes aren't listed?
The question's for you. You can't ask questions back.
Okay, 752.
Okay. It's 156, even though we haven't done the 156 one, because I sometimes when I export these, if we do it via OBS, it makes our voices sound like robots.
Right.
And sometimes I forget to check that and upload it, and then someone messages me and says, "You sound a little bit funny," and then I take it down and put a new version up. I made the video unlisted for one of them.
Right.
Because I wanted to be able to still read the comments, I think. But that doesn't take it out of the playlist.
Oh, okay.
So Mayo listened to the whole thing. He's like, "Your voices sound funny." I'm like, "Oh no, what's going on? I'm sure I fixed that." And I had fixed it. So I don't know if he listened to the episode twice in a row.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry about that, Mayo. Because everyone else got the good version. What was our longest episode?
What was our longest episode?
Like how long was our longest episode and what was it about?
Like one of the reviews.
Reviews of what, though?
Was it the Bricklink Designer Programme review? And it was been about 47 minutes.
Oh, it's not 47 minutes.
Is it not?
No.
Okay. 53 minutes. Did we do one over an hour?
Yeah, 1 hour, 2 minutes and 38 seconds when we talked about the Bricklink Designer Programme Series 3. And I think I accidentally decided we were going to say something about every single one. We didn't do that after that. We were like, if we've got nothing to say, we just won't say anything.
Yeah.
We did do you remember the really bumper Lego Ideas round where it was like the record 72 or something? We did that in 2 parts.
Yes.
So maybe if that was one, that would have been the one. What was our most viewed podcast episode? And how many views?
Oh, our most viewed. I don't know. Was it one where we covered something controversial?
I don't think so.
And I'd guess one of the review rounds.
It was 332 views. I don't think that I should have just told you what it was and you guessed the views. Because I don't think that knowing the number is going to help you get the thing.
No.
But would knowing the thing help you get the number? Probably
No.
not either. Okay, 332 views was the 80s challenge review.
Oh, okay.
So it's quite a recent one.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed that one because it was very nostalgic. And I think that's probably why people enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because people like looking back at things. Okay, final question. Whose idea was this?
Mine.
Yeah, it was.
Because before this, I used to have my blog.
Ah, okay. But then
And
you
so-
never got around to writing. And you're like, let's just talk instead.
Yeah.
It's easier to talk sometimes,
Yeah, it
isn't
is.
it?
Because
Is
you
that,
do the editing.
yeah, exactly. So you palmed off a job on me, is what you're saying.
That's how it worked.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did it because I have genuinely enjoyed the last 3 years chatting to you on the podcast. Do you recall the episode we did when we went in the same house?
Yes.
Where have we podcasted?
Where?
So, yeah, well, like which rooms in the house have we podcasted in?
Oh dear.
That sounds so wrong.
Because obviously we've done this Lego room, we've done the old Lego studio, we've done the living room.
Yeah, one time we were just like, we can't be able to get up. We just
Yeah.
did it in the living room. I think we did it in bed once.
I think we have done an
Yeah,
episode
and
in
then
bed.
we did it over Zoom.
Yeah,
Or was it StreamYard? No, it was probably Zoom.
I think it was Zoom, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? We haven't done any alfresco ones.
No.
And none on
We
holiday.
normally, when we're going on holiday, we normally pre-record.
Yeah.
them.
So I think...
So like, next week's will probably be pre-recorded.
So yes, next week we'll be in Chicago. And so when you said, should we do a Chicago episode? And I just... It's a holiday. So I kind of don't really want to be taking all my equipment and like trying to do an episode there.
Yeah.
And I don't really see the value in us doing it there because it's not like we're going to talk to anyone while we're there.
Yeah. True.
So we can just talk about it when we get back.
Okay.
So next week we're going to discuss the Bricklink Designer Programme Series 5. We're going to record that tomorrow and go through all of those ideas. But on the subject of Bricklink Designer Programmes, we should probably say, even though they may have sold out by this point when you hear it tomorrow, it is the day to buy the Bricklink Designer Programme Series 2?
Probably Series 2, that's right. No, Series 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone said 2 earlier, but it's Series 3.
Series 3.
Yeah. So if you are wanting to do that, and you should be wanting to do that because there's the awesome mushroom house in that round, go and check it out. Don't miss out. Do you want to wrap up this anniversary episode by saying something profound and like commemorative and something we'll remember for years to come?
No, I'm okay, thanks.
I think we should say thank you to everyone for their questions. We've enjoyed them. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Say hello if you are listening, because it's nice to hear you. I think that's one of my favourite things actually, is when we're at a show and someone says, oh, I listened to your podcast.
Yes.
Because there are a lot more people who listen to it than I realise. Like we get the commenters every week and they're like the people who we chat to, like our friends are always comment.
Yes.
But there are more people that listen to it and people who that's their only interaction with us. And it's nice.
Yeah.
So say hello at every opportunity. Them's the rules.
Okay. So yeah, stick a hello in the chat if you've never said hello before.
Comments. It's not a live
Comments,
stream.
whatever.
He's such a professional.
Yeah, you can fix it in the edit.
I can't make you say things. Oh, I could. Oh, I'm going to chop up some things. We're going to have an AI generated. No, not AI. I'm going to make you say rude things.
Okay.
I won't. I haven't got the patience for that.
No, you haven't.
I might make you sing. No, I won't.
You're not going to do anything complicated.
No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going on holiday.
Yeah. And we will catch you. Well, so as we said, next week's will be pre-recorded, but you can listen to us then, and then the week after we'll be back to normal, where I'm sure we will be talking about Chicago and what it was like.
Yeah.
If we remember any of it.
Yeah, if we're not too jet lagged.
Yeah.
But if you want to listen to any previous episodes, then I'll link that up at the end coming now.
Cool. And we will see you soon for another exciting episode of the podcast.
Whoop whoop. 3 years. Woo.
Bye.
Bye.